It's a Wednesday night. It's just things happening. Don't
Now, that's what happens when you have so much security set up on your computer that you got to undo all the security
to
for the
get
basics.
I love it. Don't worry about it. We're good. We're good. So, Valencia Wallace, talk to us about your book, The Other Auntie, and talk to us about all your books. But I want to start with this one because this
Okay.
is, I love this. Talk to us about
So, and look, hold on, because I gotta hold it up because I updated the cover.
it. So,
Don't
we'll
just
take that one off. Okay.
so this is the new cover.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And I'm gonna tell you why. So with the other auntie, and I heard what you said about being auntie, our auntie era. I've been an auntie since like 17, 18.
Me
And
too.
so just kind of looking at what that means being an auntie, like that comes with responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that everybody is a great auntie. So the other auntie is two aunties, right? It's the one that's like everybody kind of look down on and talk about and those things, and then there's the other auntie, Naomi. She's not the other auntie, but she's the other auntie in the book. And she's, everybody looks at her as being like ideal. She's almost, second to like the matriarch of the family, but she's manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody sees it, but nobody calls it out. So she manipulates the other auntie into a situation because she's dealing with some addiction issues.
Mm-hmm.
So she manipulates her into a situation. And then the thing is, stuff start coming out. The memories start getting clear, and what's revealed endangers the life of the person who is the other auntie.
I love it.
And so, and I'm very much, and I don't know if auntie is like a Louisiana thing. Like, you know how you'll say T whoever. And so I've had to tell people in other places, like when I say T, that means auntie.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah. So, but so the other auntie, if somebody read, so this is Motherless Child, right? This is a memoir
Mm-hmm.
where I talk about, forgiving my mother and her things with addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And I was 17 when my mom died. So there's a whole lot of blanks that I don't know. And that's what I loved about writing fiction. So I use her and some people that if somebody read this book, you're going to read this book and be like, oh, this character based on that person. So the other auntie gives me a way to explore what I think or what I could imagine. Okay, maybe this happened or this happened. This affected this. And what I see of this person or these characters, right? Because everybody we meet in life is a character, whether we know it at the time or not. And so, yeah. So the other auntie is book 1, working on book 2, which is the rich auntie. And book 3 is the last auntie. So the series is called the Auntie Diaries. I was like, I'm about to blow the whole auntie, toxic auntie thing that we have in the South. My books are very much, this is Louisiana. It's not all Southern hospitality, So yeah,
I
that's
love
me.
that. It's funny because I'm thinking like, don't we all have that toxic auntie? Like, don't we all have that one auntie that you don't want to cross, that you don't want to find out what your business is because she's gonna tell everybody. And then we have those aunties who are just like mothers who
Yep.
will always be there for you, take care of you. never see you any differently than their own biological kids. And so aunties are so important. And I love that you're dealing with that woman to woman relationship. I wrote a book and it dealt with the mother daughter relationship. And I wanted to kind of demystify this idea about how mothers and daughters get along, especially in Black households. That there can sometimes be that internal war, having women in a home. And so auntie brings in a whole nother dynamic of another woman who gets in the middle of that dynamic as well, between the mother, the daughter, then the aunt, then the grandma, and women getting along with women or not getting along with women is always a great story, because we are some interesting characters. And you're right, everybody, when you're a writer, everybody is a character. You're seeing them differently. I can sit somewhere and I'm just watching people, how they talk, the mannerisms, and I'm figuring out how to incorporate that into my character development. So really love that. You're a Louisiana girl. Do you live in New Orleans, or where are you?
I'm about 40 minutes away, give or take. So I have a funny accent because people will say, "Where are you from?" Mm-hmm. And I'm like, give me an age, because I grew up military. So I was born in Baton Rouge, but I was partially raised in California, but been back in the boot since 8th, 9th grade. Mm-hmm. So, which opened my world up. And I guess my accent is like a gumbo of places I've lived. Mm-hmm. And lives I've lived, both great years and not great years. Childhood is very formative. It's that foundation of who we are. And mine's a mix of, living 2 years in Hawaii, a lot of years in, California, and coming back to the South and like, what? But we do have the best food here. So I ain't going nowhere no time soon.
Look, I'm military. I was a military wife for 19 years. My husband's now retired. We moved here because of the military. That's where I'm in New Orleans, but I'm from Alabama. I moved here from Pittsburgh. And when my husband said we were going back south, all I thought about was sweet tea. I am going to get some sweet tea. It was like the only thing on my mind was like food, good food, and sweet tea, and getting back to that kind of family dynamic that I missed when I was in Pittsburgh. I lived in Maryland. I've lived in Atlanta. I've lived everywhere, because the military takes you everywhere. So I know exactly what you mean by that. So it's so good that you've been able, I love what you said, that you've opened up, that it opened you up. And you have to be open in order to write these books, because you've got to dig. I always say you have to do a contract with yourself when you're writing fiction. You have to, or any book, you have to make this contract to be authentic. You have to agree within yourself to be authentic. Because when you tell stories and you develop characters that aren't authentic, your readers know. They just know it. So when you're talking about the other auntie and you're looking at your own experiences in your other book, people know when it's not real. And so I applaud you for putting your heart and your soul into your work and being willing to share that with the world. So you're going to be with us June 20th here in New Orleans. You're going to be selling your books. You're going to be talking to people and signing books and doing a host of other things. And we're just really happy to have you. So talk to us. You said you have 2 books. Are there more? Or
yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you had plenty, because I remember going, whoo, I'm going to pick one that I like.
Yes, I have several books, pre-vid, as I call it. I published a lot, anthologies, couple of nonfiction, did a whole lot of ghostwriting. Mm-hmm. So I have a few books with me. These 2, though, are the ones closest to my heart, but I will have other books. I've been writing since I was like 8. And the good thing about my mom is like she kept everything. Mm-hmm. So one of the first things I ever wrote was a poem after when my great grandfather died, and it makes 0 sense, but it very much says Valencia Griffin, age 8, November 10th. And she also kept the first time I got suspended. I have that slip as well. But writing saved me from drowning because I could express that anger that people dismiss, that kids have, teens have, by creating a world where I could be my own hero. I'm gonna save myself. And so I just put it in words. Like I just, just let it all out, whether it was in fiction, non-fiction, because this is my first published fiction, but it's not the first thing I ever wrote, story wise. And it's funny, like with the other guy, because I just knew I was gonna write comics when I was a little girl. And then I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Then I was like, okay, I'm gonna be the Black female Stephen King, right? Because I want a book that make people scared of something. And I have time. I still may delve into like that. But I always say, like, women are complicated. Life is complicated. So that's what I write.
It is. And it's good that you're writing. I mean, you said something that really touched me. It's just the fact that these books are saving us.
Yeah.
People think that, you write, you're going to get rich. You're going to be a best-selling author. And if you're not going to do those things, get rich and become a best-selling author, then you shouldn't write. But we're not just doing it for that reason. That's a plus. Yeah. We do this because it's what we do to deal with all the things that are in us, and it doesn't matter what you're writing. Like I said, you could be writing a children's book, but it could be dealing with the issue that is very personal to you. So this writing is healing. I mean, I can tell you every phase of my life where there was a book that saved me. The breakup, there was a book. I remember In the Meantime by Wallace and Vincent. I can remember reading The Heart of a Woman by Maya Angelou when I was at that stage of my life of trying to understand marriage and all these different things. Like there's a book at every stage of my life that literally saved me. And so these books that we're writing, even if we never become best-selling authors, we are healing ourselves and we are healing the community, and we need to continue to do the good work of writing. So congratulations on everything that you've done. I look forward to meeting you June 20th. I'm happy that you're close by. Maybe you can come out more. We do writers meetups here. So it'll be really great. And I think you say you in Baton Rouge? You're not. Are you in?
No. Ooh,
okay.
My people in Baton Rouge. So therefore, little small town that you probably can't find on a map of Louisiana, but it only takes me 40 minutes to get to New Orleans. So
well, that's good. That's good. I was wondering because I've got on my Southern shirt because I'm going to Southern to get my PhD, and it's in Baton Rouge. So I'm there once a month, and I've been spending a lot of time in Baton Rouge. I'm like, whoo, okay, I got so something there. But really excited to have you come here. Looking forward to your work. Where else can they buy the work for those who cannot come to the book fair, but they want to pick up a copy? Let's show them that cover again, and let's see where they can go and tell us where we can get a copy.
Yes.
Oh, this is the old copy. Yeah, you showed it.
I love that cover. It broke my heart to change it, but I was like, Valencia, that makes sense to you. You already know the story. So I was like, this one, I said, ooh, it looked like I would read that. So they could go to the website, vgwallacebooks.com. Yeah, you could find me there. You could inbox me, email, however. Yes, that's the website. But I wanted to say something real quick, Michelle, what you said about writing being healing. Writing is also healing to our imagination, our creative spirit that we often lose by 7, 8 years old. So writing heals that part of you that thought everything was possible. Whether it's through, whether that's through art or singing or dancing. It's those things that we lost, writing gets that back. And then there's also a saying that says, what would you do if you didn't get paid for it? Or what would you do if you would do it free? However it go. For me, that's writing.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down. Hands down. Burn the diaries, publish the books, you know. But it's writing to me. Definitely.
Me too. I've been writing for years. I was just telling someone how I used to send poetry to Right On magazine. I don't even think nobody remember that magazine. I used to send them poetry, Ebony magazine, Jet, and I was a little girl. Like I was probably 10, 11 years old. And I'm sending them poetry because I wanted to see it published. Yes. So this is one of those things that I always wanted to do was to write. And so I didn't publish my first book until 35, but I tell you, when I did, I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do, you know? And so I understand completely how you feel. It is remarkable that so many of us, I think they say around 8 or 9 is when we lose our imagination. We become more anxious and more concerned and worried about things. As we get older, we become, we have our guard up higher. But when you're younger, you're like, I could do anything, you know? And that's why it was so great to have someone on here talking about writing a graphic novel about, you know, the Black defender, a superhero. You're talking about dealing with, you know, women's issues and the dynamics of our relationships with each other. We've had a children's book writer on here, and, you know, everybody is really telling these stories and sharing a part of themselves that is so important for us to continue to do, because we are living in a world that feels very isolated sometimes, especially after COVID. But now we get to share. We get to continue to share. And so that is so important. We have someone who's just dropping comments. I'm loving. Do you know this gentleman? And he's a friend. Okay, good. That's good. That's good. Totally agree with that sentiment. Thank you so much, sir. He is dropping comments. So we know we've got a good audience out there that's listening. Right On. That's right. Right On magazine. That's right. That's all.
It's funny you say that, Michelle, because on one of the posts I did, I had like a childhood picture, and I was like, my mom wrote poems so I could publish books. Mm-hmm. So before addiction kind of took over, she wrote poems, she published them in those little small magazines and those things. So a lot of times as parents or just as people, period, we underestimate that pass on. Mm-hmm. And so I think she knew that I picked that up from her, like that writing ability. But it's like she put down the volleyball. I can't say football. She put down the volleyball. I picked it up, and I'm blocking, hitting aces, serving it, and it's gonna outlive me. You know.
I like anybody who talk about volleyball. I'm going to say that right now. Okay. I am a defender of all things volleyball. So I love that analogy, but you're absolutely right. I grew up in a creative household. Everybody was just creating something. My brother's an artist. My mother taught Head Start, but she was always, you know, designing things, cutting things out. It was always paper everywhere. My brother was making clothes. It's amazing the foundation that our parents lay for us when it comes to creativity. And even if they never make $1 off of what they've done, we seeing that creativity in our world allows us, it almost like it gives you permission to be creative. And in many ways, we need permission to be creative. I don't know why, but we are still a community. We are the most creative people, but we don't lean into it, in my opinion, as much. Now, being here in New Orleans, I have seen some of the most creative things, people, musicians, artists, but coming from my hometown, there were a few. You know, there were a few here or there. And so that's why having this book fair here means a lot to me, because it's such a hub of creativity in the city. And so I love what you said. Thank you so much for being with us. We look forward to meeting you on June 20th. Everyone, go by her table, buy the book, review the book, tell a friend about it, and repeat. Keep doing this. This is how we build a fan base. This is how we become known best-selling authors. There's more than one way to become a best-selling author. Okay. So a lot of us are independent. Some of us have self-published 100%. Some of us have used vanity publishers, KDP. Some of us have traditional publishing deals. It doesn't matter. But when you are independent and you don't have this huge marketing budget behind you, you need to get that fan base. You need to grow it. And the only way to do that is to do things like this, do the podcast, talk, go to the book fairs. But when you go, if you go as a reader, go and support. Go and support. And the best way to support is to buy that book. So thank you so much, Valencia, for being with us. Looking forward to meeting you again. And I'll see you on June 20th.
Yay, thank you.